This week on Inside MHS.
We will travel back in time to 1812 and see how the revamped battle reenactment turned out this past week at its new location.
Also, one of the nation's largest car shows recently drove into town. Crews took a look at what makes the Ducktail Run Festival so special.
And finally, homecoming is around the corner. Make sure you get your costumes and school spirit ready.
All of that and more coming up now. Welcome, students and staff, to Inside MHS. I'm Jonathan Lewis.
And I'm Will James. Jonathan, it's October now, and it's been a while since we've been here. Did you get a chance to check out either Ducktail or 1812?
No, not this year. I was wanting to go, but just didn't have time, really. What about you?
I did not, sadly, but our very own Cruz Gabbard had a chance to go down to Ducktail Run Festival this past month and see what it's all about.
Ducktail Run is hosted during the last weekend of September in Gas City Park. Ducktail Run is one of the largest car shows in the United States, bringing close to 70,000 visitors and more than 2,000 classic cars each year. If you get hungry, stop at one of the many food trucks and get a tenderloin and a lemon shake-up. After that, there are also many vendors you can shop at, selling toys, trinkets, and car parts, all throughout the event. I hope to see you there next year. This is Cruz Gabbard from TribeTV.
And now it's time to go outside the tribe.
Reports coming in from the Middle East say that the conflict involving Israel, Palestine, and Hamas may actually have an end in sight. A peace deal, which was created by the Trump administration along with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has been agreed upon. It is known as the 20-point plan. It proposes an immediate end to all the fighting, along with the release of 48 hostages in turn for the release of hundreds of detained Gazans. Trump has spoken on social media, stating that everyone involved in ending the Gaza war should, quote, move fast, and says that the first parts of the peace plan will come into effect this week. Hamas accepting the terms of the deal surprised the Palestinians, as well as Iran, also saying they support the resolution. With help from the Trump administration and all sides agreeing to a resolution, there may actually be an end in sight for this conflict.
TikTok, a video social media platform owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, is currently the topic of debate within the U.S. government. U.S. lawmakers have been worried for years that this could allow China to use TikTok as a way to access American data. Earlier in the year, the U.S. told ByteDance that they need to sell TikTok to an American company in order for it to stay around. The current plan is to create a new version of TikTok that is owned by American investors. If all goes well and is proved, TikTok will be around for years to come in the U.S.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Every 2 minutes, someone is diagnosed with breast cancer. That is someone's sister, aunt, or mother. 1 in 8 women will face breast cancer in their lifetime. Something you may not know is breast cancer also affects 1 in every 833 men. The good news is that awareness brings change. Since 1989, breast cancer death has dropped by 43%. This is mainly because breast cancer has a 99% survival rate if caught early on. Awareness can save lives. Let's be the generation that continues to fight.
The choir had their preview concert this past Monday. The performance was amazing, with each choir highlighting their own talents in an array of songs. The Crimson Choir sang Down in My Soul and Begin Again. The Ole Miss singers performed one song by themselves titled Fly, with the concert concluding with a combined number, Why We Sing.
I thought the kids did outstandingly. We got through all of our songs in the time that I allotted for it, and it was a great show.
Mrs. Lemon was also quoted saying, "The Ole Miss singers will be singing in the musical for the first time this year as the chorus. Their rehearsal time has been spent learning the musical, which will take place on October 31st to November 2nd at Gas City Performing Arts Center. Our choir students are excited to show the community their hard work this semester. Thank you for attending. We are looking forward to the performance. Good luck, MHS Choir."
Yesterday, while all of the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors were participating in the annual PSAT Day, the senior class went out and were finding ways to serve in the community. Some of those include different groups going to clean up the local parks, the Cardinal Greenway, and helping in Northview or Westview. It's important for Mrs. Sinawa to get involved in the community and help out whenever the opportunity arises.
I think it's important to just give back to all those in our community and all that they've done for us.
I think it's really important to give back to the community, especially when the community gives so much to us as a school district.
This is a great day for our seniors to get out and make a difference in their community.
This year we will be highlighting new teachers to our school corporation. This week we will be highlighting first-year teacher Mr. Owen Perkins. Mr. Perkins is located in room C102 and teaches economics and business. Perkins has been in education for 3 years. However, this is the first year at Mrs. Sinoa. During his high school and college years here in Grant County, he felt a pull to become a teacher.
I think when I was getting a little bit older in college, I made the decision that I thought I wanted to be a teacher.
Being a very laid-back and calm teacher, it has been a challenge for him with him some of his classes. An expectation of hard work ethic and respect is what you can expect from Mr. Perkins' classroom.
This past weekend marked the grand reopening of Mississinewa 1812 after a one-year hiatus. The break followed a dispute that involved the Mississinewa Battlefield Society and the Miami Tribe of Oklahoma. There were concerns raised that holding a war reenactment with non-Native American reenactors on state-owned land. With the dispute solved, 1812 was back, bigger and better. With under 100 acres to work with in the old location, this new settlement has plenty of space to work with over 200 acres. The Mississinewa Battlefield Society were pleased with this weekend's turnout and hope to use the new site for more events in the future.
Now that we are officially in October, clubs are now in full swing here at MHS. Be on the lookout for dates and times as we get into them. But here are some clubs that are currently active. A new club to Mississinewa is Astronomy Club, sponsored by Mr. Dakin. Spanish Club continues to run with the help of Senor Ellis. Some of the other clubs and organizations are listed below. Campus Life with Gracia Mitchell, FFA with Mrs. Wyckoff, FCA with Mr. Cunningham, and finally our newspaper and yearbook with Mrs. Hyde and Mrs. Richardson.
Each week, the coaches of our sports in season nominate one player from each of their respective teams. One boy and one girl get the honor of being chosen as TribeTV's Athletes of the Week. This week, they're both soccer players, sophomore Colton Weaver and junior Sydney Ott. This is what Coach Silty has to say about Colton Weaver. Colton Weaver had to step into a new role at the end of the season, moving from a defensive wingback to goalkeeper. Without hesitation or complaint, Colton stepped in and provided the leadership at the new position that was needed. Great job, Colton. Coach Laura Friday has this to say about Sydney Ott. Sydney works extremely hard during practice and games. She is always ready when the other team is attacking us. She has become more of a vocal leader as of late. Although we did not get the win on senior night, Sydney was very positive and vocal during the entire game.
Tonight, Friday, October 10th, the Mississinewa Indians football team travels to face off against Eastbrook Panthers. The game starts at 7 p.m. with both teams coming into the game with a 7-0 record. This is a big-time matchup and will most likely determine the CIC championship for 2025.
It's going to be a big game for us. I mean, they're playing fast and they're playing physical. They're playing their brand of football. And we got to come out with a very disciplined approach and play fast and nasty and play our approach. And I think things will come out very well for us.
Make sure you get out to Eastbrook High School tonight and support your Indians. The theme tonight is Pink Out.
Welcome back to Inside MHS. With football tonight, let's now bring in Caden DeRasno to give us the weather. Caden, what are we looking at in terms of weather?
Thank you, guys. Tonight we're looking at a high of 70 degrees with a low of 49. Sunset is right around the kickoff of 7 p.m., so be prepared. And maybe even bring a sweatshirt or a jacket. The fall weather seems to finally be coming around this weekend as well. Saturday gives us a high of 73 degrees with a low of 41. Sunday brings similar temperatures with a high of 74 with a low of 43. The nice thing is that it looks like rain is going to stay away this weekend. So make sure to get out there, enjoy the fall weather with your sweatshirts and maybe even a bonfire. Enjoy your s'mores, everybody.
Thank you for that, Caden. Staying with the theme of sports, now let's go into the huddle with Ravion Fetz.
Thanks, guys. Now on to this past week in the huddle. The boys soccer team unfortunately had their season end last night. The Indians lost by a score of 5-0 to the Yorktown Tigers. Seth Yoder finished 1 goal shy of tying the single-season goals record set by his older brother Colin Yoder. The Indians had a solid year and finished 6-10-1. See you next year. For girls soccer, their last match before sectional started was also against the Panthers of Eastbrook High School. Unfortunately, they lost with the final score of 1-0. This match was also the day that we got to celebrate the seniors. We want to send congratulations to Mackenzie Hickman, Lila Greer, Nalani Mark, Charlie Ballage, Trinity Hoff, Yukari Ramirez, and Donna Beals. Thank you for a great 4 years. Moving on now to the volleyball team. This past weekend, the volleyball team traveled to compete in the Southwood Invitational. They finished the tournament going 3-1 on this weekend. This brought their season record to a whopping 21-4. Over the weekend, the Indians were led by junior Ashlyn Baker with a total of 36 digs and Kinley Young with 58 assists. Great job, ladies. The Lady Indians will start their sectional run on Thursday, October 16th. They play New Haven at New Haven High School. Good luck. Finally, our Indians football team defeated the Elwood Panthers last week by a score of 48-0. The Indians were led by sophomore Levi Crandall, who ran 14 times for a total of 169 yards and 4 touchdowns. Ravion Fetz chipped in 4 catches for 36 yards, while Calvin Quaderer had 2 catches for 34 yards and 1 touchdown. Quarterback Jake Schwartz completed 9 of 13 passes for 96 yards and a touchdown. The Indians play in the CIC Championship tonight at 7 p.m. against the Eastbrook Panthers. That's all for this week's In the Huddle.
Thanks for bringing us into the huddle, Ravy.
Make sure you join us next time as we recap an exciting volleyball sectionals run and look forward into what the football team can do and bring home another trophy.
Also, we will take a glance at all the fun and activities that homecoming provided.
All that and more next time on Inside MHS.
And, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.